Welcome to Saratoga, everybody. I'm so pleased that we're all here together. It's a moment when you see your kids where we have the opportunity to change their pathways, right? It's dusty in here. When you see them beam, and it's homecoming weekend. It's homecoming weekend. Or we kick off tonight, and they'll get home at midnight. But they were here for us. They were here to celebrate Hampton Bays, which is something I'm so proud of. And it's moments like this where it's kids like this where it's the tough days, it's the tough days you're about to have where you go and see those kids and you're recentered, right? You're refocused, regardless of where you are in your own head or whatever battles or challenges we're trying to overcome. We refocus. And I find the council's Saratoga and Albany meetings that opportunity as well to refocus my attention on why I do this work, on why we tackle the challenges we tackle, on what's at stake, and on what it's going to take. And to me, I don't think the work is just about getting to graduation. Pathways to graduation are critical, right? If that paper doesn't turn into a diploma, we haven't done our job. But the foundation of our job is what happens the second after a diploma is given and all the seconds after that. The graduation stage is important, but that one moment after and where the kids go, you're going to meet some amazing kids downstairs. I've been taste testing crepes for 2 weeks, and so it's your turn to enjoy them. So that's the idea of where I have been spending my time thinking about Saratoga and our year together, because we have high stakes before us, and if we don't get it right, the second after the diploma is granted, it's just much more challenging for kids if we don't get it right. The stakes are high for all of us, but they're not higher for anyone other than Olivia and Owen and Diego and Mackenzie and all of your students and the rest of my Bayman as well. We are in a polarized world that makes the work that we do more urgent than maybe ever. Nearly 1,300 people here today. We are committed to navigating our systems and organizations across New York State with great professional urgency and often at some personal sacrifice as well, to ensure that there's a solid pathway for our kids. The districts that we run and the teams we build create those pathways. When we do it right, our systems ensure there's work for these kids to do that's meaningful and helpful, and that there's bounty for them to enjoy after they leave us. To me, that's the power of these conferences, to work on that together as a collective. I've sat at these conferences for a long time now, 15 years, and each time the conference has meant something different to me. And it's always been something I needed, whether it's a time to recharge, a time to reconnect, a time to learn, a time to get a new perspective, and sometimes a time to get a reality check. And I think the next 72 hours are going to be just that for you as well, whatever you need it to be. So to our presenters here over the next few days, the council staff, certainly Teresa, for a year's worth of work to get us here, I want to say thank you. I also find myself saying lately, here we are again. Here we go again. An era of intense polarization, a time when the other isn't a friend, a time when the other isn't someone who can enrich our lives. Our communities argue. We often retreat to immovable positions and beliefs. At a time when we need nothing like that. We need nothing more than an open mind of embrace, to learn, to grow, to seek to understand, and to be understood. We do that to ensure that our students have the pathway anywhere they want to go after they leave us. These are the stakes that are all around us. It's not easy stuff. This is ripped from the headline stuff in just the last couple of months. But I'm reminded of my own public education. The frontier, I think of. The idea that the pathways that were created at the frontier were because of a vision and a desire to push beyond what the reality is today. And in our history, in our nation, it was always exciting. It was not always fair. And it was always not without struggle. in seeking the frontier. And so I focus the idea of the frontier as a symbol for our work right now. The frontier and a pair of jeans. It's not the inspiring imagery of the bison that Jason gave us last year, the animal that works in a herd together and doesn't go it alone and goes to the storm, to the challenge. But it's inspiring to me in its own little way. In 2010, Levi's Jeans invested more than $1 million in a small old Rust Belt city called Braddock, Pennsylvania. Its better days were behind them. Its nostalgic was intoxicating with what was, and whose present day was overwhelming with what is. Many of our communities face pockets of that today. So Levi's came in with an investment plan and an idea built around supporting Braddock and building it up. The idea was to go forth, to go to work, to build that inspiration. And I think that crystallizes what the year means for us ahead.
They opened their eyes and made up what things could be. A long time ago, things got broken here. People got sad and left. Maybe the world breaks on purpose, so we can have work to do. People think there aren't frontiers anymore. They can't see how frontiers are all around us.
It's not about jeans. It's not even about Braddock, Pennsylvania. It's about frontiers all around us. It's about go to work. It's about dream what things could be. It's about the boundaries that we face today and that our kids face that we need to push past. The frontiers of our history, the New World, the West, space, these were physical frontiers. Today's are conceptual. They require our belief systems to evolve and to change to get to a frontier where all students are seen and valued as they want to be seen and as they deserve. A frontier where their first choice pathway is the right one, whether it's the university or college, workforce, or the military. It's a frontier where there's compassion and self-awareness and one that produces pathways. Those are the frontiers that are all around us when we move beyond the boundary, because there's bounty beyond the boundary. And look at that. This is what happens. This is in New York. This is today. This is the frontier being conquered by people in this room, creating, breaking through, paving the path for others. And we don't do it alone like the bison. That's what the work is about. We're pioneers that push and dream up what things can be to break through for the next generation. My friend, Dr. Bossert, who's doing remarkable work in building anti-hate culture in his community of Great Neck, says the race for excellence has no finish line. And that's certainly true in Braddock, because a pair of jeans did not fix the problem. They still have work to do. And if we think about all of our students in our communities, we have work to do for them as well. But man, look at this. There is bounty beyond the boundary. The next 3 days are jam-packed with opportunity, and I hope that you take the time to get from it what you need: a tool, a new colleague, a new perspective, a partner who understands the frontier in your community. Leave here Tuesday refreshed, but I hope our drives home are clouded a little bit in thinking about what our communities need to get to the boundary and move past it. Because when we do, every community in New York benefits, and every community can benefit from the promise and us delivering on that promise that public education truly is the pathway to everywhere for every student in New York State. Thank you all for being here. Wish you a great conference.